Chosen one, this moment isn't random, God has summoned you here to change your life forever. If you're watching, it's no accident, it's a sacred invitation from the Creator, a divine appointment that marks the beginning of a transformative journey. Today, I stand before you to declare a promise that transcends every hardship and doubt you have ever faced. Your hands will never be empty again, God's abundance is rushing toward you right now. Imagine for a moment that every trial, every tear, and every setback was not a mark of failure, but a stepping stone meticulously arranged by the divine. Every heartbeat, every moment of despair, was preparing you for this very encounter. Consider the intricate design of your life as a masterpiece in progress, where every brushstroke, every joy and every sorrow, creates a vibrant picture of destiny. The struggles that once held you back are now giving way to an overflowing river of blessings, washing away the remnants of the past and ushering in a season of unprecedented prosperity. There is a powerful orchestration at work, one that weaves together the threads of fate with the shimmering promise of divine abundance. It is written in the scriptures that God's plans for you are filled with hope and a future, and today, that promise begins to manifest. Picture a landscape where your soul is nourished by the richest streams of grace, where every seed of hope blossoms into a flourishing tree of life. This isn't just poetic imagery, it is the very truth of your existence. The Creator has designed your life to be a testament to redemption and abundance, where scarcity is replaced by a bounty that knows no bounds. As you stand at this crossroads of destiny, know that you are not alone in your journey. The divine hand that has guided you thus far is extending its grace, urging you to embrace the transformation that lies ahead. Your struggles, your battles, and every ounce of effort have been leading to this divine convergence. Today, the message is clear: struggle ends and prosperity begins. It is as if the heavens themselves are declaring that your time of lack is over, and from this moment forward, blessings will flow like an endless waterfall. If this stirring of your spirit resonates with you, if your heart is whispering a resounding yes, then let that be your sign. Tap that like button, not just as a digital gesture, but as a personal declaration of your readiness to receive the full measure of God's promise. Let that simple act symbolize your commitment to step into a life where your hands, once burdened with emptiness, are now ready to grasp the treasures of divine provision. So, I ask you, chosen one, are you ready for this monumental shift? Are you prepared to cast aside the chains of struggle and embrace a destiny illuminated by divine favor? Today marks the beginning of a journey where abundance overflows and every moment becomes an echo of God's relentless love. Let us uncover together what being chosen truly means for your destiny. Remember, your hands will never be empty again, for the divine is pouring out blessings upon you that will forever transform your life. Chosen one, hear this truth: you're not just anyone, you are divinely handpicked, marked for an extraordinary purpose that transcends the ordinary. In every moment of your life, from the quiet whispers of your heart to the roaring winds of challenge, God has been orchestrating your destiny with infinite love and precision. Your past is not a chain that binds you, it's a canvas upon which God is painting a masterpiece of grace and abundance. Consider for a moment the journey that has brought you here. Every hardship you've endured, every tear you've shed, was not a punishment but a stepping stone designed to prepare you for this very moment of divine revelation. Just as a master jeweler refines a raw gem into a dazzling treasure, God has been refining you through life's trials, molding you into a vessel of purpose and promise. This calling is not about dwelling on what has been lost or what has scarred you. It's about embracing the profound truth of who you are now, God's chosen, destined for greatness. Reflect on the timeless story of Esther, a woman chosen not for a life of ease but for the impact she was meant to have on her people. Her courage in the face of overwhelming odds was fueled by a divine purpose, a purpose that echoed through the ages and still resonates in our lives today. Like Esther, you are called to step into the light of your destiny, to wear the crown that God has lovingly placed upon your head. This crown symbolizes not just authority, but the unwavering promise that you are valued, cherished, and destined for more than mere survival. Understand this: your divine calling is a declaration of freedom. It is a release from the chains of mediocrity and the shadows of self-doubt. It is the moment when you realize that every obstacle, every setback, was a necessary part of your journey toward becoming the person you were meant to be. God's plan for you is not built on the failures of your past but on the promise of a future filled with hope, abundance, and miraculous breakthroughs. As you stand at this sacred crossroad, let your heart be filled with a quiet confidence. Recognize that being chosen means stepping boldly into the destiny that God has already prepared for you. Each challenge you faced has sculpted you into a warrior of faith, a beacon of light in a world yearning for hope. With every trial, you have been meticulously groomed for the role you are now destined to play, a role that radiates divine purpose and transforms lives. So, take a moment to embrace your identity as God's chosen. Allow this revelation to wash over you like a gentle cascade of healing and empowerment. As you accept this calling, know that the era of lack is behind you and that a new chapter of divine abundance is unfolding. With each breath, affirm that your life is a testament to God's unfailing promise and that your future is as limitless as His love. With this calling comes the end of lack and the beginning of a journey where you are forever equipped and abundantly blessed. Let this truth resonate in your soul, and step forward with the assurance that your destiny is now secured in the hands of the divine. Your days of lack are finished, God's provision rewrites your story now. For too long, you've carried the heavy burden of struggle, the relentless anxiety of debt, the endless cycle of sleepless nights, and the oppressive shadow of scarcity. But today, as you stand on the threshold of a new dawn, those chains are shattering. Imagine the moment just before sunrise, when darkness gives way to the first brilliant rays of light. That's your life today, emerging from the depths of hardship into the brilliance of divine promise. For every sleepless night spent worrying over bills, every anxious moment counting every penny, and every tear shed in despair, know that these trials were but stepping stones. They were carefully arranged to prepare you for this transformative encounter with God's boundless grace. No longer will you be defined by lack. Instead, the very challenges that once burdened you are now crumbling beneath the weight of His promise. Debt, sleepless nights, scarcity, they have no hold on you anymore. They are being swept away, making room for a life overflowing with divine provision. Consider the power of this breakthrough. Picture a long, dark night that suddenly gives way to a glorious dawn, a vivid metaphor for your journey from struggle to triumph. The night symbolizes the heavy load of financial worries and personal battles, while the dawn represents the arrival of God's abundant blessings. This is not mere imagery, it's the living reality of His intervention. He is stepping in, declaring that your burdens are His to bear. The Creator, who holds the universe in His hands, now holds your heart and your future, transforming every hardship into a testimony of His love. Let your spirit rise with the confidence of a new day. Embrace the truth that God's provision is not a distant promise, but a present reality. Each struggle you once faced has been meticulously designed to lead you to this moment, a moment of liberation where the oppressive chains of lack are broken, and a new era of abundance unfolds before you. The Creator's plan for your life is as sure as the sunrise. Every trial is being replaced with a cascade of blessings that overflow like a mighty river. Now is the time to declare boldly that lack has no place in your destiny. With every breath, feel the liberation of knowing that your personal struggles, those nights of worry and days of financial distress, are behind you. Instead, step forward into a life replete with promise and overflowing with hope. Let the imagery of dawn remind you that every new day is a fresh beginning, a divine opportunity to experience the fullness of God's grace. As you move forward, remember that your journey is not one of solitude. The same power that orchestrated the breaking of night is with you every step of the way, carrying your burdens and lighting your path. Today, the era of struggle ends, and the era of divine abundance begins. Embrace this truth with a heart full of gratitude and a spirit ready to receive the blessings that are now rushing into your life. In this divine season, understand that God's promise of abundance transcends the mere accumulation of wealth. It's not just about cash, it's about experiencing a life overflowing with peace, joy, and fulfillment in every facet. Imagine a cascade of blessings, each one more profound than the last, flowing into your life like an endless river. This promise is anchored in faith and Scripture, a reminder that God's provision is as boundless as His love. Consider the powerful words of Philippians 4 verse 19, "And my God will meet all your needs according to the riches of His glory in Christ Jesus." This verse isn't simply a promise about material wealth, it is a declaration that God's abundance touches every area of your existence. When you embrace this truth, you're accepting a life that radiates with divine favor. The abundance God offers is holistic, it fills your heart with peace in times of turmoil, grants you joy amid sorrow, and infuses your days with purpose and vitality. Picture a river, vast and unceasing, meandering through the landscape of your life. Its waters represent God's provision, clear, refreshing, and eternal. Just as a river nourishes the earth, this divine abundance rejuvenates your spirit and invigorates your soul. With every drop, His blessings transform barren lands into fertile fields of hope and prosperity. Let your senses feel the cool rush of water against your skin, and imagine the soft murmur of the stream as it carries away every trace of despair. For many, feelings of unworthiness can arise when contemplating such divine generosity. Yet, remember that His choice of you is deliberate and profound. Despite the scars of the past or the shadows of doubt, you are handpicked to receive this overflowing abundance. God's love is not measured by our achievements or our imperfections, it is a free and unending gift. His promise is not conditional, it is rooted in the certainty of His grace and the eternal nature of His word. As you meditate on this promise, let your heart be still and open to the gentle whisper of divine assurance. Feel the warmth of His embrace as it soothes every fear, and let His word settle deeply within your soul. Abundance, in its truest form, is the harmonious blend of material provision, spiritual renewal, and emotional healing. It is the peace that surpasses all understanding, the joy that lifts you even in the darkest moments, and the overflow of blessings that transforms your life into a living testimony of His goodness. Now, as you stand on the brink of this miraculous flow, consider the steps you can take to align your life with this divine promise. Reflect on your heart's desires and ask for guidance, for God is ever present, ready to lead you into a season of unprecedented bounty. This isn't a distant dream, it is a tangible reality, as certain as the morning sun rising over the horizon. Let this promise of abundance be the cornerstone of your faith. Embrace it fully, and allow it to redefine your perspective on life. For when you do, you step into a legacy of divine provision where every need is met, every heart is healed, and every moment becomes a celebration of God's infinite love. Stop striving, start receiving, God's grace is your strength now. In a world that often tells us to hustle relentlessly, it's time to shift our focus from self-effort to divine trust. When you lean into faith, you open the door to miracles. Trust that while you rest in His promise, He is already working behind the scenes to transform your life. Imagine this, every morning, instead of waking up with anxiety about what you must do, you begin your day with gratitude. Say thanks for what you already have, and picture your blessings arriving as if they were on a gentle current heading straight toward you. This simple act of acknowledgement is a powerful declaration of faith. It reminds you that you are not alone and that every need you have is already being met by His abundant provision. Let's break down practical steps to step into this supernatural provision. First, release the constant need to control every outcome. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that our own efforts are the only way forward. However, when you trust in the divine, you shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. Embrace the truth that His plans are far greater than your own. Replace your worries with affirmations of His promises, and watch as your perspective changes. Second, create a daily habit of prayer and reflection. Carve out a few moments each day to connect with God, expressing gratitude for His blessings and asking for guidance. This quiet time isn't just about asking for more, it's about aligning your heart with His purpose. When you dedicate yourself to this practice, you cultivate a spirit of trust and openness that invites His provision into every corner of your life. Allow me to share a story that illustrates this transformative shift. A dear friend of mine once faced overwhelming debt. The weight of her financial struggles seemed insurmountable, and every day was clouded with worry. One day, she decided to stop fighting the current of her circumstances and began to lean into her faith. She started each morning by thanking God for the blessings already in her life, visualizing her debts as if they were melting away. To her astonishment, as her faith grew, her financial burdens began to lighten. One by one, opportunities emerged, unexpected paychecks, supportive words from strangers, and timely solutions that she had never imagined. Her debt eventually vanished, and her life became a testament to the power of stepping into divine provision. This story reminds us that faith isn't passive, it's an active, powerful choice that transforms our reality. Finally, I invite you to take a leap of faith today. Commit to letting go of the urge to control every detail and instead, trust in the abundant grace that God offers. Faith is your key to unlocking a future filled with blessings. If you're ready to continue on this abundant path, subscribe now for more steps and insights on how to live a life of supernatural provision. Remember, when you let go of striving and start receiving, you invite a peace that surpasses all understanding. This trust brings a profound calm and joy that will transform every aspect of your life. Step into His provision today, and watch as every need is met with divine precision and love. With every need met, your soul finds rest. There is no longer a space for worry. Imagine a life where fear, once a constant companion, has given way to an enduring calm. This is the promise of divine provision, a peace so profound that it quiets every storm within, leaving behind a gentle, abiding serenity. Before, fear ruled your days. Anxiety and uncertainty loomed large, casting long shadows over your hopes. But now, as God's provision fills every corner of your life, a new reality emerges, one defined by tranquility and hope. Picture your mind as a vast sea once troubled by relentless waves. Today, it has transformed into a quiet harbor, safe and secure after a wild storm. This is your new normal, a place where every worry dissolves into the gentle rhythm of divine grace. This peace is not just the absence of turmoil, it is a vibrant presence that fuels every aspect of your being. It nurtures creativity, ignites purpose, and brings an unparalleled joy. Imagine the soft caress of a breeze on a warm afternoon, whispering assurances of a future filled with promise. When you rest in this divine peace, you find that every creative spark is fanned into a brilliant flame, every lost dream is rekindled, and every challenge is met with the calm confidence of one who is deeply cared for. The beauty of this peace lies in its simplicity. It is as if a loving hand has gently brushed away the remnants of your past struggles, replacing them with an oasis of calm that nurtures your heart and soul. In the quiet moments of reflection, you can feel it, the steady pulse of hope, the soft hum of divine assurance that every need, every desire, and every hidden wish is seen and provided for. Yet, even in this serene state, life may present new challenges. But remember, just as the quiet harbor remains steadfast against the tides, so too does this peace persist within you. It is not a fleeting respite but a lasting sanctuary. When obstacles arise, allow yourself to return to this place of calm, drawing strength from the promise that you are held, cherished, and guided by a power far greater than any storm. Take a deep breath and allow this peace to seep into your very being. Let it remind you that no matter what comes your way, there is a steady, gentle force working to restore balance and serenity in your life. In this sacred space, you are free to be exactly as you are, secure in the knowledge that every need is met, every fear is eased, and every moment is infused with the quiet confidence of divine provision. Embrace this gift of peace, for it is the foundation upon which a life of creativity, purpose, and joy is built. Let your heart be filled with gratitude as you rest in the assurance that the calm of God's love will always be your shelter, your guiding light, and your eternal harbor. Doubt will knock, mockers will talk, don't flinch. In this journey of faith, you will encounter skeptics and naysayers who try to diminish your light. But remember, you are not defined by their words or by the noise of disbelief. Instead, let the strength of your conviction shine even brighter. When doubt creeps in, know that it is merely a challenge meant to refine your faith. You are destined for greatness, and no amount of ridicule or negativity can alter that divine truth. Lean on Scripture as your armor and find solace in the words of those who have walked this path before you. The Bible reminds us time and again that God's promise is unshakable. Think of David, a young shepherd who faced the towering giant of Goliath. Despite the taunts and scorn of those around him, David did not waver. With unwavering faith and a simple sling in his hand, he silenced the doubters and conquered what seemed insurmountable. His victory was not just about defeating a giant, it was a resounding declaration that faith in God can overcome any obstacle. Now, it's your turn. Embrace that same fearless spirit and let your faith be your guide. In moments when the weight of mockery feels overwhelming, seek out fellow believers who lift you up. Surround yourself with a community that reinforces the truth of your calling. Share your struggles, celebrate your victories, and allow the collective strength of your spiritual family to bolster your resolve. Their encouragement is a tangible reminder that you are never alone on this path. Know this, God's promise stands firm, no opinion can break it. His word is like a rock in a turbulent sea, unyielding and eternal. Even when the world around you is filled with doubt, hold fast to the truth that you are chosen, empowered, and destined for victory. Your journey is not without its trials, but every challenge is an opportunity to witness His power in your life. The very obstacles that once seemed to cripple you are now the stepping stones that will propel you toward the fulfillment of His promises. Take a moment now to declare your faith boldly. Comment, "I am chosen," to stand in your truth, to declare that you will not be silenced by skepticism. Let that declaration be a rallying cry, a beacon of defiance against the forces of doubt. Every time you speak those words, remind yourself that you carry within you a divine spark that no earthly mockery can extinguish. With faith secure, let's talk purpose. As you overcome doubt and dismiss the voices of mockery, you unlock a power within you that is destined to change not only your life but the lives of those around you. Stand tall, let your heart burn with the fire of conviction, and march forward knowing that each step is guided by a love far greater than any human criticism. Embrace your calling with the full force of your being, for in doing so, you not only silence your critics but also affirm that you are a force of divine destiny, unstoppable and eternally blessed. Your wealth is not for show, it is fuel for your divine calling. In the intricate tapestry of life, money is but one thread, woven into a greater design of purpose and promise. Rather than being an end in itself, your riches are divine resources entrusted to you for a higher mission. They are the seeds that, when nurtured with wisdom and gratitude, blossom into a harvest of blessings that extend far beyond personal gain. Imagine your wealth as a tool designed to build a legacy of hope and transformation. When managed with care and intentionality, every dollar becomes an instrument to change lives, whether by building schools, feeding families, or supporting community initiatives that foster growth and healing. This is not about accumulating riches for vanity's sake, it's about creating a ripple effect of abundance that enriches entire communities. Stewardship is the cornerstone of this vision. Like a gardener tending to a delicate seedling, you are called to nurture your financial blessings so they may grow for the greater good. The parable of the talents reminds us that every resource entrusted to us is meant to be multiplied, not hidden away. When you invest wisely, in acts of kindness, social projects, or initiatives that empower those in need, you participate in a cycle of divine provision that benefits all. It is natural to worry about the corrupting potential of wealth or the pitfalls of greed. Yet, when your heart is aligned with God's purpose, your riches become a reflection of His grace rather than a symbol of selfish ambition. Trust that God guides your every decision, ensuring that your stewardship remains pure and purposeful. With His guidance, the fear of greed fades, replaced by a confident commitment to use every blessing for the service of others. Envision a future where your wealth is a catalyst for change, a force that supports charitable endeavors, funds community projects, and brings light to dark corners of the world. Picture your resources as a vast reservoir, capable of planting seeds of transformation that blossom into a garden of lasting impact. Every act of generosity you commit creates a network of hope, inspiring others to rise above their limitations and embrace a life of purpose. As you step into this reality, remember that your wealth is not meant solely for personal comfort or display. It is a divine instrument, a means to manifest God's love and compassion in tangible ways. Guard it wisely, invest it in what truly matters, and let it work miracles in the lives of those you encounter. Your riches have the power to fuel projects that educate, heal, and empower, proving that true wealth is measured not by what you keep, but by what you give. This purpose lasts forever, a timeless testament to the power of stewardship and the unending love of our Creator. Embrace your calling with passion and determination, and watch as your wealth transforms into a beacon of hope and possibility for generations to come. In the realm of divine provision, there is a wealth that defies the constraints of time, a legacy of abundance that resonates through the ages. This divine wealth isn't fleeting. It echoes through eternity like a mighty river carving its path through the annals of history. Imagine that with every blessing you receive, you are planting an orchard, a sanctuary where seeds sown today will yield fruit for generations yet to come. This wealth transcends the mere accumulation of material riches. It is a cascade of blessings that fills every corner of your life with peace, joy, and purpose. Picture a vast, eternal river whose waters never recede, whose current carries the promise of divine provision to every thirsty soul. In this sacred vision, wealth becomes more than currency, it transforms into a spiritual inheritance, a treasure chest overflowing with grace, mercy, and hope. Your riches, when nurtured with wisdom and gratitude, become the tools through which God's mission unfolds. Every act of generosity you perform today lays the foundation for an enduring legacy. When you invest in your community, support those in need, or share your resources with a loving heart, you are not only enriching your own life, you are sculpting the future of your family and community. Think of your blessings as the roots of an ancient tree, deep, resilient, and destined to spread far and wide. The legacy you build now is a living testament that your impact will continue to flourish long after your own days have passed. It is natural to worry that abundance might someday diminish or that the resources available to you might dry up. Yet, take solace in the promise that God's supply is endless. His provision is an everlasting fountain, a cascade that refreshes and renews with every passing moment. No matter the challenges you face, remember that the divine reservoir of abundance is ever present, a steady current that nourishes every aspect of your existence. Trust in this truth, and allow it to transform your perspective on wealth. Visualize your wealth as seeds planted in a fertile field. With every thoughtful decision, every generous act, you are cultivating an orchard that will provide sustenance and shelter for those who come after you. This is the beauty of divine wealth. It is not confined to the present, it transcends time. Your blessings today shape your family's tomorrow, echoing through the corridors of history and inspiring hope in the hearts of future generations. As you align your life with this timeless truth, embrace the vision of a legacy that lasts forever. Understand that every resource entrusted to you is a sacred tool, a means to further God's mission and to be a beacon of light in a world longing for hope. With each step, let your actions reflect the understanding that divine wealth is a river through the ages, ever flowing, ever renewing, and infinitely generous. Now, as we reflect on the eternal nature of God's provision, remember that your blessings are not ephemeral, they are part of a grand design that spans generations. Your legacy, built on faith, stewardship, and love, will continue to inspire and uplift long into the future. In the rhythm of life, there exists a divine cadence that often seems mysterious to our human eyes. Yet, within this sacred timing, every pause, every delay, is imbued with purpose. Remember, God's delays aren't denials, they're perfect setups, designed to align you with His greater plan. When you face moments of waiting, know that time bends to His will, and every second of delay is a quiet preparation for the miracles ahead. Consider the story of Abraham, a man whose faith was tested by the long, arduous wait before he received the promise of nations. Abraham's journey teaches us that waiting is not a sign of neglect, but rather a divine opportunity to build character, refine purpose, and fortify faith. His wait was filled with lessons, challenges, and, ultimately, an outpouring of blessings. Just as Abraham's faith blossomed over time, so too will your season of plenty. Trust that your wait has a purpose, and every moment is intricately woven into the tapestry of your destiny. In the midst of delays, it's essential to remain anchored in prayer. Pray through delays, let your heart be a sanctuary where hope and gratitude reside. Use these quiet moments to prepare your spirit for the opportunities that lie ahead. Reflect on the lessons that come with each day, and allow the gentle persistence of your prayers to be a testament to your unwavering trust in God's timing. When challenges arise and impatience beckons, lean into your faith and let it be the steady hand that guides you forward. As you navigate these periods of waiting, remember that opportunities often come disguised as moments of silence. In the stillness, listen for the soft whispers of divine guidance. These are the times when you can recalibrate your priorities, rediscover your purpose, and reignite your passion for the journey ahead. Trust that your season of abundance is near, hold fast to that promise, even when the present seems quiet and uneventful. For it is during these moments that the seeds of tomorrow's harvest are sown. Every delay is a divine appointment, a moment to prepare for the breakthroughs that are to come. Embrace the waiting period as a season of growth. Cultivate patience as a spiritual discipline, knowing that the wait itself is a gift, a space where your character is refined and your resolve is strengthened. As you learn to trust in the perfect timing of God, you'll find that every hurdle becomes a stepping stone towards a destiny far greater than you ever imagined. Let your heart be reassured by the promise that the Creator orchestrates every moment with precision. Even when the journey seems slow, every delay is a carefully measured pause that prepares you for an overflow of blessings. As you align with divine timing, be open to the subtle signs and opportunities that arise along the way. Trust that each moment of waiting is not wasted, but is instead an essential part of the divine blueprint for your life. Now, take a deep breath and rest in the truth that His clock is perfect. With patience and trust, step confidently into the future, knowing that every delay is a setup for a miraculous, timely breakthrough. God's gifts often whisper, tune your spirit to hear. In this fast-paced world, divine opportunities rarely announce themselves with a loud fanfare, they come quietly, almost imperceptibly. Yet, when you learn to listen, those subtle nudges become clear signs that the Creator is guiding your next move. That gut feeling? It's His nudge, act on it. It's a divine prompt, a soft signal that opens doors to possibilities beyond your wildest dreams. Recognizing these opportunities starts with sharpening your awareness. It means training your heart and mind to be alert to the smallest cues. Often, opportunities come disguised as everyday moments, a kind word from a stranger, an unexpected invitation, or even a sudden idea during prayer. When you're spiritually attuned, these moments transform into gateways for divine breakthroughs. Don't ignore that feeling when something tugs at your heart. Instead, lean into it, examine it, and decide if it aligns with your higher purpose. Let me share a story to illustrate this point. There was a time when a friend of mine faced a seemingly trivial decision, a small yes to a community project. It wasn't a grand gesture, but she felt compelled by a quiet inner conviction. That small act of obedience set off a chain reaction. Soon, unexpected partnerships emerged, opportunities unfolded, and what started as a modest contribution turned into a fortune of blessings. This is divine timing at work. A single yes can unlock an entire cascade of abundance. Her story reminds us that every chance, no matter how insignificant it may seem at first, holds the potential to change the course of our lives. The key is to stay ready. Do not let your hands remain empty when there's a constant flow of divine provision waiting to be received. Keep your eyes open and your heart receptive, because every moment is loaded with potential. Every decision you make can be the pivot point that transforms your financial situation, your relationships, and your personal destiny. Stay alert and trust that each small opportunity is a stepping stone towards something far greater. To guide your discernment, it's crucial to embed prayer and reflection in your daily routine. When you take time to quiet your mind and ask for guidance, you create space for divine ideas to enter. Often, in that stillness, you'll find the clarity you need to move forward with confidence. Aligning your actions with God's purpose doesn't always come from a sudden burst of inspiration. Sometimes, it's in the consistent, deliberate practice of saying yes to the nudges you receive. As you learn to seize these divine opportunities, remember that every act of obedience, however small, adds up. The blessings you embrace today will spread like ripples, reaching far beyond what you can imagine. Doors creak open, step in, and let your journey be defined by the opportunities you dare to take. Your readiness to act is a powerful testimony of faith, and soon, you'll find that your hands are filled with blessings rather than emptiness. These blessings spread, let's explore how. Stay vigilant, remain open, and trust in the perfect orchestration of divine timing. Every small yes is a key that unlocks the treasure chest of God's provision, setting you on a path of endless opportunity and eternal abundance. Your wealth floods out, lifting those around you. Imagine that every blessing you receive isn't meant to be hoarded, but to overflow, spreading warmth, hope, and love far beyond your own life. When you share your abundance, you're not just giving material support, you're igniting a chain reaction of inspiration and transformation. It's a reminder that we rise together when we let our light shine. Consider the story of a small town where one gift sparked a village's revival. A humble donation to repair a rundown community center seemed like a small act at the time. Yet, that single gesture became the catalyst for change. Neighbors began contributing what little they had, and soon, the community center was transformed into a vibrant hub of learning, creativity, and fellowship. Children found a safe space to play and learn, adults discovered new opportunities for connection, and the town itself began to flourish. This story reminds you that your generosity, no matter how modest, can create a ripple effect that touches lives in ways you might never imagine. Start small, watch God multiply it. You don't have to move mountains on your own. Even a simple act, a kind word, a small donation, or sharing your time, can spark a ripple that extends into every corner of your community. When you give, you invite others to do the same. Your wealth, whether measured in dollars, time, or compassion, becomes a tool for collective upliftment. Each act of giving plants a seed of hope, and as those seeds grow, they create an orchard of blessings that nourishes everyone around you. It's important to ease any feelings of overwhelm. Remember, you don't carry the world, just share your light. No one is expected to solve every problem, but each contribution matters. When you offer even a small piece of what you have, you help to weave a stronger, more compassionate community. Think of your abundance as a gentle stream that flows outward, refreshing parched hearts and kindling the spirit of togetherness. In sharing, you become part of a larger tapestry of hope and support, a community that thrives on mutual care and shared blessings. We rise together, not because we all have the same gifts, but because each of our contributions enriches the collective. When you embrace your role as a channel of God's provision, you participate in a beautiful cycle of giving and receiving. Your act of generosity today will inspire another tomorrow, creating a legacy that shapes lives for generations to come. As you move forward, let this truth settle in your heart: the ripple effect of your abundance is not confined to your immediate circle, it has the power to transform entire communities. When you share your blessings, you help build a world where love and hope are in constant circulation. This sharing shapes your daily life, creating a reality where every small act of kindness contributes to a grander vision of communal upliftment. So, step into the joy of giving. Let your abundance be the beacon that lights up not just your life, but the lives of all those around you. Together, we create a ripple that never ends, a testament to the power of a generous heart. No fear, just faith, every day overflows with grace. Living in the fullness of God's provision isn't about chasing after fleeting moments of abundance, it's about creating a daily lifestyle where His blessings flow steadily into every aspect of your life. Imagine waking each morning with the confident declaration, "My hands are full today," a simple yet powerful affirmation that sets the tone for a day of divine overflow. This habit isn't just about reciting words, it's a mindset that transforms challenges into opportunities and doubts into stepping stones. Every day, as the sun rises, it brings with it a fresh outpouring of grace and favor. Begin your morning with gratitude, prayer, and the clear intention of embracing abundance. When you speak abundance alive, you affirm that God's provision is not conditional but a promise that renews with each new day. Make it a ritual to thank Him for yesterday's blessings and to welcome today's opportunities with open arms. This habit anchors you in the truth that, regardless of the circumstances, you are surrounded by divine provision. But life is not without setbacks. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, when the echoes of past struggles seem to resurface. In those times, recall the miracles of yesterday, the times when God's hand was evident in your life. Let those memories serve as reminders that His promises are unfailing. Write them down, meditate on them, and let them fuel your faith. Each recollection of His past provision strengthens your resolve to trust Him in the present. When doubts arise, lean on these memories and let them guide you back to a place of confidence and certainty. Adopting this lifestyle is not about a one-time declaration, it's a continuous journey of faith. Consistency is key. Every moment is an opportunity to choose faith over fear, to invest in practices that remind you of His unending love and provision. Whether it's a moment of quiet reflection during a busy day or a deliberate pause to say a prayer of thanks, these small habits accumulate into a powerful testimony of divine abundance. They remind you that this isn't a moment, it's your new lifestyle. Imagine the ripple effect of living this way. As you consistently embrace and declare God's provision, you begin to see a transformation not only in your own life but in the lives of those around you. Your consistent practice becomes a beacon of hope, a model for others who long to experience the fullness of God's blessings. Your daily habits build a legacy of faith, one that inspires others to step into their own abundance. So, step into this lifestyle with energy and purpose. Keep your declaration strong, your heart anchored in gratitude, and your mind focused on the promise of His provision. Each day, let your actions and words reflect the truth that your hands are full, not with worry or scarcity, but with the overflowing grace of God. As you live out this abundant lifestyle, remember, your legacy is being built with every choice you make. Dream big, act boldly, and watch as your life transforms into a testament of living in the fullness of God's provision. Your wealth today seeds a prosperous tomorrow. Every blessing, every act of abundance you experience isn't just a momentary gain, it's the seed of a legacy that will flourish for generations. Imagine your life as a vast garden where each act of generosity, each intentional step, plants the seeds of an enduring empire. Just as mighty rivers carve valleys and shape landscapes over time, your choices today will form the foundation of a legacy that echoes far into the future. Think of the great legacies of history, names like Rockefeller and Carnegie, whose wealth transformed societies and built institutions that continue to inspire. Their fortunes were not amassed solely for personal comfort, but to build a future brimming with opportunity and hope. Your wealth, whether large or small, carries the same potential. It is not about flaunting riches, but about harnessing them as tools for transformative impact. What world will your blessings shape? Envision a future where your contributions spark innovation, uplift communities, and create opportunities that ripple through time. Every act counts, small steps build empires. The everyday choices you make, the moments when you decide to share your light with others, are the building blocks of a legacy that defies the passage of time. It's in the quiet generosity of a smile, the thoughtful donation, the time spent mentoring someone in need. These are the bricks that construct the mighty structures of tomorrow. Even the smallest gesture can be the spark that ignites a revolution of hope in someone else's life. Dream boldly. Allow your vision to stretch beyond the confines of today and embrace the possibility that your legacy can change lives on a scale you've never imagined. Picture a future where your name echoes forward as a symbol of hope and prosperity, a beacon for those who follow in your footsteps. Let this vision empower you to act with purpose, knowing that every decision you make contributes to a story far greater than yourself. Remember, this isn't about grand gestures alone. It's about the consistency of your commitment to live in abundance. Each day, as you make choices aligned with divine provision, you are writing the prologue to a legacy that will outlast you. Your wealth, when used with wisdom and compassion, becomes a living testament to the power of intentional giving and visionary stewardship. Now, let's claim this fully in your new reality. Embrace your role as a legacy builder, and let your actions today be the catalyst for a future where abundance and opportunity are boundless. In the tapestry of time, your contributions will weave a narrative of hope, prosperity, and enduring impact. The seeds you plant now will grow into a magnificent orchard of blessings, lighting the way for generations to come. From calling to legacy, your hands will never be empty again. As we conclude this transformative journey, reflect on the path you've walked, a path where every step was divinely orchestrated to lead you into a life of overflowing abundance. You began with a sacred calling, heard the whispers of God's promise, and have grown into a beacon of His unending provision. Today, you stand on the brink of a new reality, where every challenge has paved the way for miracles and every hardship has prepared you for an extraordinary future. This is no fantasy, it's your life, starting now. The divine interventions, the answered prayers, and the moments of grace you experienced are real. They are the foundation of a lifestyle that celebrates abundance in every aspect, in your finances, your relationships, and your spirit. Each day, as you awaken with the declaration, "My hands are full today," you affirm that God's blessings are not only possible but are happening right now. This commitment transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary milestones on your journey to prosperity. Remember, every act of faith has been a building block of your legacy. When you chose to trust in divine timing, when you stepped forward despite uncertainty, you ignited a ripple effect that will extend far beyond your own life. Your generosity, your willingness to give even in small ways, has already set in motion a chain reaction of hope and renewal. Just as a single drop creates ripples in still water, your blessings are spreading outward, touching the lives of those around you and inspiring a future filled with promise. Now, it's time to fully embrace this new reality. I invite you to declare your commitment to a life of divine abundance. Comment 777 to seal this blessing. Share this message with a friend who is ready to step into their destiny. Let these words be the catalyst that propels you into a life where faith is not merely a momentary spark but a sustained, radiant flame guiding you every day. Your time is here, rise and claim the legacy that is rightfully yours. Chosen one, rise, God's abundance is yours forever. Embrace the truth that every morning brings a fresh outpouring of grace, and every step you take is guided by divine purpose. Let your actions echo the promise that your hands will never know emptiness, that they will always be filled with blessings meant to uplift and transform. Your journey from calling to legacy is a powerful testament to the enduring love and provision of our Creator. May your hands overflow and your heart sing, Amen.